Somebody slams into the back of your car. Oh my gosh, that guy's drunk. How is he drunk? It's just 6 o'clock at night. Well, if you're in that situation, here's kind of what the next, say, 24, 48 to 72 hours is gonna look like. Let's imagine you are sitting at a stoplight, you're headed home from work, minding your own business, listen to a good podcast, and bam, somebody slams into the back of your car. You think about, ooh, neck hurts a little bit, but you're feeling okay. You call 911, report the wreck, hop out of your car, kind of get to a safe place, right? You're sitting on the curb. You haven't talked to the other driver yet. You're just you're a little bit ticked off that you're in this predicament. Your wife is a little bit angry with you, your husband's a little angry with you because you're not home quite yet. You have to send that crazy text or that weird phone call. And while you're sitting there, the cop shows up and they walk over to the other driver. And while you're sitting on the curb, you see that the cop and the other driver are doing some sobriety tests. So you see the other driver trying to touch his nose. And you think to yourself, oh my gosh, that guy's drunk. How is he drunk? It's just 6 o'clock at night where everybody's on the way home. You sit there and you're still a little sore and you're just furious. Your kids are at home, your wife's at home, your husband's at home waiting on you to get home, and you're stuck on the side of the road because some idiot has drank too much and ran into the back of your car. Ambulance shows up, you take the ambulance to the ER, or maybe you don't. Maybe you decide, hey, this stuff's too expensive, I'm gonna drive myself. You drive yourself to the emergency room, you get checked out, cop shows up, hands you an accident report, tells you exactly what happened, shows you that the other guy was drunk, and you are furious. Well, if you're in that situation, here's kind of what the next, say, 24, 48 to 72 hours is gonna look like. You're probably gonna get a phone call from the insurance adjuster the next morning, maybe even that day. On that phone call, they're gonna ask you what happened. You're probably gonna be angry and upset, and they may even offer you some money at that point in time. They're probably gonna connect you with a property damage adjuster. There's gonna be two different adjusters on your case. There's gonna be a property damage adjuster and a injury adjuster, right? The property damage person is the one who's gonna explain your rental car situation to get your car taken care of, either total it out or get it fixed. Then the injury person is gonna be the one who's gonna be adjusting the value of your case, right? Not the car, but just the value of your bodily injury case. That day, or maybe the next day, they're gonna offer you some money. They're gonna offer you what feels like potentially the right result at that moment in time. You don't feel like you're hurt too bad. You don't have any bones sticking out of your skin. You just got a really crazy bit of inconvenience. But here's the thing. If that person behind you that hit you is not drunk, yeah, you can probably figure out what the value is. And the adjuster is probably gonna give you, after you negotiate a little while, a reasonable sum of money that you might think is a good result. Maybe they're gonna offer you your medical bills and give you $500 or $2,000. All of that sounds really great. But what they're not gonna tell you is that because that guy is drunk, your case value changes substantially, right? It's not just, hey, I need my medical bills paid and I need $400 or $500. The law says that you're entitled to punitive damages. That is punishment for that guy, right? Your punishment, or his punishment, is to be paid to you. If he wasn't drunk, if he was driving home like a normal human being, he wouldn't have hit you in the back. He would stop before he hit you and you'd have got home with your kids. But instead, he was drunk and ran into you. That has a distinct and different value than it would if he wasn't drunk. But the insurance adjuster is not gonna tell you that. They're not gonna say, oh, I'm so sorry, Billy was drunk, and because Billy was drunk, we're gonna give you $25,000. No, they're not gonna tell you that, right? They're gonna say, oh, well, I know this is really inconvenient, and how about this? We're gonna pay your medical bills for the next 180 days, and I'm gonna wire you $1,000 to your account today if you'll sign this document, right? You're 2 days from the wreck. That sounds like pretty good money. They're gonna fix your car and give you $1,000 and pay your medical bills, and that goes for the next few months. That sounds like a good result, but it's not the right result, right? It sounds like a good result. It sounds like a really good result for State Farm, but it's not the right result. It's not what the law says the result should be. The law says that State Farm should pay you a little bit of extra money because that guy was drunk when he ran into you. After that conversation, you hang the phone up and you think to yourself, what in the world am I supposed to do here? Are they offering me the right amount of money? Is $1,000, is $2,000, is $3,000 on my medical bills right? At that point in time, it's not the right result. It's not the right amount. If you are sitting there thinking, having these questions, is this the right thing to do? It's probably not the right thing to do. You do not have enough information about what the true value of your case is. At the end of this conversation, you hang the phone up and you are perplexed as to what the heck am I supposed to do, right? Like, this sounds like a good amount of money, sounds like a right result, but there's something missing here. This guy was drunk when he hit me. What does that involve? What does that value? What does that mean, right? And this is one of those cases where you need to talk to someone who does this stuff all the time, right? And here's the beautiful thing about lawyers that do this stuff all the time. You can call us, we don't charge you any money, right? Every lawyer that does this for a living and does this all the time, they offer free consultations. So you can call and say, hey, this is what's going on, right? And most of the time, especially in our office, if we can't provide any value to you and they've offered you the correct amount of money, we're gonna tell you that's the right amount of money. Go pull $500 more out of them and go move on with your life. But if they're substantially undervaluing your case, we're gonna bring you in, right? And we're gonna tell you, we're gonna put down, this is what they're doing and this is what it's worth, right? And this is what the law says. This is not a money grab, right? This is what the law says. So if this sounds like you or somebody you love, and you're sitting there wondering, what the heck am I supposed to do after I got hit by this drunk driver? I recommend that you give someone a call that does this every single day.